Hello, everybody. It's Graham with another My Music. I was just thinking, I'm missing Christmas. I really am, because Christmas has all of those lovely songs where you can introduce shows with, like, it's the most wonderful time of the year, ding dong. But no, we're not in Christmas anymore. So instead, we're going to have this little video, and then I'm going to be coming back to talk to SÍREN after this. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another My Music. As I said, today I'm being joined by SÍREN, which is the musical name of... Actually, introduce yourself. There we go. Say hello.
Hello, everybody. My name's Joelle, and I'm part of SÍREN, which is a musical project, a studio-based musical project. And yeah, hello. Nice to be here.
Part of. So who's the other part of?
So a lot of it is collaborating with different artists, producers, filmmakers. So although it is predominantly me, a lot of it is collaboration, which is awesome, which is a big part of what I do.
Collaboration is the key to life.
Absolutely.
I say.
Yes.
It's about putting something out into the world, someone else joining in the conversation, making the dialogue even bigger.
Yeah.
What's the main conversation that you're having with the world?
It's about, because it's a universal language, and it's just about reaching someone in their time of need, and that's what music has always given me, and it's always there. It's funny how music can find you in certain moments of your life, and it can really be at the time when you need it. And I guess it's just putting out a feeling or whatever you make, and just reaching someone that needs it.
Yeah. Now, listen, I've never asked this question before, but I'm going to ask it of you because you have that connection to music. And I don't know that every musician has that connection to music, but because you do. But has there ever been a time in your life that's been particularly difficult, where there has been an album that you've listened to through that time, and now when you look back, that album is actually quite difficult to go and listen to?
Yeah, something quite difficult. I can't think of something that it's difficult to listen to, but I can think of songs that have empowered me and made me feel like, wow, I got through that, and this is, yeah, just a feeling of empowerment, really, and like I got through that moment. There's a couple of songs. There's a song by PJ Harvey called Big Exit, and it's quite like a it's got like a really nice momentum, and it's one of those songs that it's almost like standing on top of a mountain and screaming kind of song. And then recently I heard a song by Dido, who I haven't heard for so long, and it's called End of Night, and it's quite disco vibe. And that song is like, it's the perfect kind of breakup song. Perfect. It just, yeah. And I was listening to that thinking, wow, I feel really empowered by this. And that's cool, when a song reaches you in that way.
Yeah, and Dido will be pleased that you've actually know a Dido song that isn't White Flag as well. So that's,
You're right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know when it must be awful actually for some artists when like some artists are like known just for that one song, etc.
Yeah, usually there's a whole album full of songs that don't really get a look in. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know whether you saw lately, but one of the people that I do watch a little bit of is Justin Hawkins with his little things that he puts out. Fantastic sort of look at and reactional content to bits of music. But he did a whole documentary stroke interview piece with Rick Astley of late, you know, and of course Rick suffered really a little bit, and I think Rick's got a book out as well at the moment, which I actually might read, because he really did suffer from that early part of his career to now, where people like pigeonholed him, and he struggled to breathe as an artist, because they, you know, he was lumped in with the early kind of Stock Aitken Walkman hits or whatever. But he, you know, he's obviously a serious musician, and you know, just not being able to escape that.
Yeah,
You know,
that's quite tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
An artist is all about being authentic, isn't it? And your true self. So when you're molded into something that doesn't feel authentic, yeah, that's hard, I think, as an artist. And I think it happens a lot. You know, a lot of people outside of you try and change you, and yeah, difficult to maintain your authenticity. You got to really bring it back to yourself, really.
Well, you can't, but look, you know, with your producing, you can't have that aimed at you. I mean, you certainly are being authentic and very, very creative in what you're doing, even down to, I love your whole Instagram look, where, you know, you're actually drawing pictures on Instagram as opposed to posting for, you know, for the sake of posting, etc. That's a wonderful thing.
Thank you. That is intentional. I can't be doing with posting consistently. I think it's good, and it's all about the artwork as well. The artwork is really important, and to just have it kind of big and just there, less is more. So that's why
it stands out. It really stands out. You like come across your account and it's like, wow, you know.
Thanks. That's cool. Thank you.
No, it's really good, and you can see that you're incredibly visual right from the start. But then when you listen to your music, you can see that you're really visual in your music as well. I mean, I have people on here where we talk and they say, yeah, it's quite hard for people to pigeonhole me in terms of genre or whatever. And sometimes I think, yeah, and sometimes I think, yeah, you know, it's actually it's quite easy to pigeonhole you in terms of genre, but actually for yourself, you really can't be pigeonholed. You're making, what would you like to say that you're making? You're making statements, you're making soundscapes, you're making visual representations of other art.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
quite cinematic at times, and a lot of the songs are made with a visual in mind. Like my first single, Night Drives, was in the studio. Me and the producer, Peter Wilson, we were in the studio, and we had this vision. We were like, I can see like orange and purple and like a sunset boulevard and a car. And whilst we were writing that, subconsciously we were just drawing that in. And it's funny because after sending it to a friend of mine in Cape Town, Craig Hunter Parker, who's an animation special creator, he listened to the track, was so inspired, and made such a cool video with all those elements in it too. So he was also tapping into that visual aspect of it, and the video came out as an animation which was involved a car, all these sort of purple tones and colors. And yeah, again, it's like the feeling caught on. And
yeah. Who would you love to collaborate with the most? There must be some people out there on your list in terms of collaboration, and I'm not thinking just musicians. Don't necessarily limit it to musicians, but who would you like to collaborate with, just because you feel like they are people that can bring something to the world?
I think it's if it's collaboration, I think it's really cool to work with different directors and people that make film. So there's a few people on the list. There's a really cool lady in America called Nadia Lee Cohen. She's an artist. She makes quite grotesque kind of videos, but they're quite funny as well. there's a lot of local filmmakers in Hastings too that I would like to collaborate with. And I mean, everybody that I locally that I want to work with, I have, and I kind of reach out to people, so in the hope that they will. So recently, there's an up and coming filmmaker in Hastings called Scarlett Warwick, and we just made a video recently, and she's got such a classic, beautiful eye. So I worked with her, and that I wanted to work with her for such a long time. I'd seen her photos, and this song kind of, yeah, I felt like it needed her in to do it. So yeah.
Did you grow up around Hastings, by the way? Are you from that area?
Yeah, well,
originally?
Yes, originally I am. I spent a lot of time in Africa as a child in Zimbabwe, but predominantly, yeah, Hastings is my hometown.
Wow. I mean, it's got a lot of history, Hastings. Does any of that actually come through? I mean, I mean, you look at things like Bayeux Tapestry, you look at, things like, I mean, that, we all know, like as kids, the picture of with that arrow in the eye and whatever.
Yeah.
You just that's quite, I mean, that's a massive visual representation of something quite amazing. Were you kind of inspired by that from like quite a young age? And
yeah, it's a story, isn't it? It's a story in Hastings, and not only that, there's like constant reminders. There's a hill and there's a castle, it's a sort of dilapidated castle, reminding you all the time of that, and the old town has a quite a special feel. So it's just always there, the art here and the inspiration. It's very real.
yeah. Are there ghosts in are there ghosts but are there ghosts in stories, if you like, or are there ghosts of stories which like transcend down and actually come through different bits of art throughout the ages, do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit like folklore and all these really ancient stories. Yeah, they're there for a reason. There's always some kind of moral, kind of something trying to be communicated.
Yeah, I suppose what I mean by that is, do you feel like you're telling a new story, or do you feel like you're picking up on a story and that's been told before sometimes, but actually you're just telling it again for now?
Oh, it could be. Because subconsciously, it could be absorbed all this of all these influences, all these stories, and then suddenly it just comes out into what you're doing. Yeah, so possibly, yeah.
Yeah. What was the first music that really sort of inspired you to write?
So I think female artists like Grimes, PJ Harvey, and Dolly Parton is someone that I love, and I love that she writes.
So 3 very, very different artists.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Okay, let's just pick that apart a minute, right? Because that is very, very different reference points. So what was it about Dolly Parton?
Her songs have a real simplicity, and I remember she said, all you need is 3 chords and the truth, and she's so right. And I saw her in an interview, and she had these acrylic nails on, and she started doing this sort of tapping with her nails, and she said that that's how she started 9 to 5, like just with this little rhythm.
Really?
And I thought that's so cool. Like, so yeah, that's why I love her. The little things like that.
I love that. It almost came out of boredom.
Yeah.
And I mean, the song, is referencing almost kind of a tedium, isn't it? So that's quite interesting.
Yeah,
oh, that's
be bored. Good to be bored. I think that's what it does. It asks you, what do I want to do now? What's next? Like being bored.
It's good to be bored, but then not want to be bored.
Yeah.
Not be complacent in your boredom, as it were. That's the important thing, I guess, there. Okay, so that's Dolly Parton. PJ Harvey, I kind of get, because she comes strong with her message, doesn't she?
Oh wow, yeah, incredible. Her live performances are always incredible.
Yeah. And also she's quite creative in her creative process as well. You know, and obviously she's a massive collaborator as well. A lot of her music has been collaboration.
There was the desert sessions that she did with Queens of the Stone Age. Just really random collaborations, but they really work. They're really cool.
Yeah. And then you said Grimes. So I mean, you know, a little, some would say a little bit nuts, but you know, what is it about? Bless her. If you're watching Grimes, hi. She's not watching. She's not watching. She's busy naming her children something. But what what is it about Grimes? I mean, those first couple of albums in particular, just have a real atmosphere to them.
Yes, I think it's just the whole. You just imagine her being in a room by herself with all this equipment, and just that creative process of just figuring it all out and just making something. And the way she produces stuff, it's like so nice on the ear, like the way she does things with her voice and the way she produces and mixes the song.
Yeah, I get that. I do feel that there's an essence by which she kind of bounces one sound off of another quite nicely. In that, you know, I think she'll start something and it's almost like it has almost a live feel to it. And actually, I've seen her doing some of her stuff live, and it kind of, there's an evolution that happens when she's doing it live. Like she'll start with this, and then it's like, oh, I had that, and then I'll just put my voice on that, and off we go. It is pretty manic by the end of it.
It is manic, and it's a journey, isn't it? It's like a manic journey.
Yeah. Okay. So there you are. That's where the inspiration comes from. So what's next round the corner for you in terms of where this is all going? Would you like to create a longer form project? I mean, I could see you doing a double album. Really, I could see you doing a gatefold. Has anyone got enough money to give SÍREN enough money to make a gatefold? That would be great. But you know, I can see your scope is quite big. I can see you could be into a really big project.
Yes, that's amazing to hear. I mean, there's always room for expansion and potential for more. I guess right now it just writing songs, finishing the songs, perhaps the EP and live shows, getting live shows together, really honing in the sound live, and then going out there and just showing people and sharing the music.
How do you do this stuff live? Right? How do not from the sort of production point of view, but also I think from the visual point of view as well, what would need to be involved in that to make that really work for you?
So I think visual wise, you could have some strong imagery going on, projections that go with the music, and also really good guitarists and DJ people that can elaborate the sound. I work with a really good guitarist called Ben Butterfield. He's such a good guitarist. He does these amazing solos, which you'll hear on the new track. And the live, if you have someone like that with you, I mean, it just will work.
Yeah. And maybe you want sort of the budget of Roger Waters and The Wall.
Yes, please.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? I'm gonna illuminate a whole wall with my art, just like my Instagram, but in massive scale.
Yeah.
Actually, have you thought about? Here's a good one for you. I haven't looked into the legal ramifications of this, so you have to be a little bit careful because you know I will say things on here, and then people will go and do them, and then blame me afterwards because they say, oh, actually I got arrested. But have you thought about, when you get billboards and they're blank?
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
It would be great to have your artwork on big billboard size of things.
Go out in my dungarees in the middle of the night and just paste it on there.
Yeah.
And in the morning it will be there and everyone won't know how it got there, and perhaps that's a way around that one.
Yeah. Maybe you could think of different ways in which to demonstrate your art in a big way.
Yes.
Possible. Do you think you would fit in quite well at something like a festival, for example, an arts festival or whatever, where you could actually explore all of those different things on maybe on a bigger scale?
Yeah, that sounds really cool. Like, absolutely, yeah, something like that would be ideal, where you can explore the stage and the people watching, interact with them, and just be in the moment, see where it goes, see what it takes you. Yeah.
Cool. What we're actually doing, we're putting this out today, is we're actually sort of putting a message subliminally out there to the wider artistic audience to say, actually, if you wanted to get involved, and you own a lot of projectors or or light equipment or projection equipment, and you want to get involved in a really artistic project, then do get in touch.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And iSiren will be happy to take that call afterwards, etc. Yeah, I was thinking there's a good one for you. Maybe as a merch for you, you could actually have wallpaper with your artwork on it. Yeah, people could actually have iSiren wallpaper they could put on their walls. That'd be lovely.
The wallpaper behind the bed, people are quite big on that, so it would be just like the panel behind the bed, that one wall, iSiren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. You could have your own range in home base.
Yes, and I can send you some too, and you can have it behind you. So next time you can have
the whole of this would be covered up, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't dare cover up what all those lovely people have sent to you. It's just,
no. Well, there is another side. There's another side. Look,
oh, wow.
We're all right. It's just rubbish on the other side at the moment. So that's it. That could be you on that side. That would be absolutely perfect. In terms of the music, was there ever a major challenge to you in terms of writing?
Yeah, I think finishing things can be a challenge.
Right.
Just getting something.
Are you a starter but not necessarily a finisher?
I always finish, but it might take me a little while, but I always get it finished.
Are you someone that gets distracted quite easily then?
Can do. I think there's lots of distractions now, isn't there? There's so many, so you have to be consistent and really the goal is to finish, and when you have too many things unfinished, it can drive you mad. So yeah, like just finishing a single or finishing a video it's quite a relief, really, because when it feels I'm done. And
is that part of the reason that you like to collaborate, and is that one of the criteria that you look for in a collaborator, is that they will push you to finish?
Yeah, like inspire and push. Yeah, it's like, I can't wait for this. It's going to be amazing. And also I find that the filmmakers themselves get, excited. And we did one video once and with Tim Nathan in Hastings, and we had a screening night, and it brought a lot of other artists together and just had a really nice time doing this screening evening and chatting and just bringing people together. That's what it's all about.
Now, and did you say earlier on that you were born in Hastings but then you moved to Africa?
Yeah, so I was born in Hastings and lived in Zimbabwe for quite a lot of my
in Zimbabwe, right? Would you ever like to go back to Zimbabwe? Is there anything of the culture out there that you are bringing to your music, or you'd want to bring to your music at any point?
I would love to go back to Zimbabwe. I think it would be a really interesting adventure to go there now. Tourists can go there and have a really good time. It's things have settled there now. I for one of my videos I worked with a video animator in Cape Town,
Right.
when I was in Africa. So yeah, I've collaborated with people in South Africa, which is a real special place too. So I've definitely brought elements of Africa. Yeah, working with people in, South Africa.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
Is there another part of the world where you haven't been yet, which you'd like to explore because you feel it's got a magical element to it, which perhaps should come through in your music?
I think Japan would be
Japan.
yeah, to visit Japan. Yeah. Have you ever been to Japan?
I've never been to Japan. I've watched the last thing I watched on Japan was Russell Howard and his mum going to Japan. I don't know whether you saw that at all.
I didn't see it.
But obviously Russell Howard, being a comedian, obviously touched on some of the funnier sides of Japanese culture, etc. There is some weirdness in Japan.
Yeah.
Along with a deeply spiritual side, there's a deeply weird side, right? But I think that's quite cool as well. I think, maybe we sometimes need to explore the absurd in order to find, or understand just how far from absurd we are in our current, sort of a day-to-day culture as well. Perhaps we all need to be a bit more absurd from time to time. Do you think that?
Mad, yeah. What's that Alanis Morissette song? We're never going to survive unless we get a little crazy.
Yeah. Which actually it sounds like that Seal lyric, doesn't it? As well.
Yeah, that's Seal. She did a version of it too.
It is Seal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm never gonna survive unless
we get a little crazy.
That's it. Oh, there you go. I really do love that picture behind you, by the way. That's a skateboard, isn't it? On the one side, I think.
It's a
or is it just a
deck with some artwork on it?
I love that.
Thank you. And then this poster, it's a bit of a retro poster. It says, "Wear your dreams."
Oh, isn't that lovely? Wear your dreams.
Wear your dreams, yeah.
Wear them. Not physically, This isn't my dream.
Oh, this dream, that was a nightmare, that one.
Really?
Yeah. No,
just actually wear them, and it's a woman, and she's holding flowers. Is she
holding flowers, and then beneath it's got all some really cool bands which you've probably heard of. It's got like The Who, Led Zeppelin, The Doors, David Bowie. I think it might
this was a concert.
Yes, I think it was. Yeah, it was a concert. It's got Jeff Beck.
Oh,
Tickets from National Record. Yeah, it's like a poster for a festival.
Do you know what? I think you should reclaim that at some point. When you've made it as a successful musician in your, and I'm not saying that you haven't, but when the world has opened up more to iSiren and you have the opportunity, I think you should reclaim that as a name for a festival. I think that's a great name for a festival. Wear your dreams.
Wear your dreams. I'd love to go to a festival called Wear Your Dreams.
Wouldn't you? Yeah. Bring it back. It could be in Hastings.
Yes, bring it back.
Bring it back. Sing it back. Bring it back to me. It's been a pleasure speaking to you today. Thank you so much. Now, listen, just tell people a little bit about the music that they can now go and listen to of yours, so that because we've whetted their appetite, now they're thinking, cool. Having met iSiren, I now need to go and listen all night to her music on Spotify, on repeat. They really do. So tell them what should they be listening to first?
So I mean, if you want something more current, I've got a single coming out on the 25th of March called Bones. That's being released on digital platforms with a video on YouTube at SÍREN Music. And
What's it about? What's it about?
So Bones is about remembering and finding your true potential again, you know, really coming out of the darkness.
Finding the bones of something.
Yeah, because you can feel it. You can feel it in your bones. And it's that feeling of coming back, bring it back.
Yeah. There you go. We're just quoting Maloko all day today. Yeah. Okay. So that's Bones. So that's coming out. So that's coming out next week.
Yes, 25th of March. Yeah.
25th of March, which is the end of next week, isn't it? But currently, if you're listening now, or you're listening over the next week, and you want to listen to something, what would you recommend as a starting point for them?
So we've got on things places like iTunes and Spotify. You can hear I've got 3 other singles out. Night Drives, which is quite a poetic story journey. That's the car journey with the cool
with a neon tinge.
Pardon?
With a neon tinge.
The neon tinge. It's very like Drive-esque with
Drive-esque. Yeah.
And the videos on YouTube. And there's a couple of others as well. I even dabbled with video myself in lockdown, editing and finishing a video. That's Fire and Flames, which has a bit of a Celtic progressive beat element. I worked with a DJ called Numi. He's a producer as well. And he really brought this progressive upbeat to it. So that's a good one to listen to, Fire and Flames. And then there's a more punchy rock one on there called Long Way From Home. Worked with Tim Nathan in Hastings. He's an artist and a video maker. It's a really punchy rock video, so it's quite different from the others, but they're all different. They're all quite different. They're almost little stories.
They are completely different. Yeah. I mean, you're going from one extreme to the other in terms of as I say, there's no genre. You know, and you could look at the artists that if you tried reference points, you could go all the way from Katie Tunstall all the way through to I don't know, Clannad meets Jean-Michel Jarre. I mean, that's how diverse it all is. You just will not know. So yeah, please do check it out, folks. Go and check out SÍREN's music. I can see people watching live. Thank you for watching. Go and check out the music. That's what it's all about. That's why we do these shows, so that you now infused go and find out a little bit more. Make it happen. When SÍREN starts touring, we'll let you know where and when, so that you can go and join in and buy the wallpaper.
Yes, I'll send you a roll of wallpaper, and I want to see it on that wall.
Yeah, I don't know. This is going to happen. I don't think she's actually going to send me wallpaper, but it might be a poster of some description or something, and I will put it up. Don't worry if you send me that. SÍREN, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed another edition of my music. This week is going by so quickly, as is this year. Where is it going, folks? You know, it is. Yesterday it was Christmas, and now it's nearly March.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's middle of February, but it feels like we're nearly there.
Graham, thank you so much for having me. It's been a real pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
No, you're most welcome. Folks, if you've enjoyed this, please do share it with your friends, your family, your dog, your tortoise, whatever a tortoise is. A tortoise, yes. It's like it's a Pokemon version of a tortoise, or it's just me not talking properly because it's the end of the day. And you know, and keep sharing, because it really does make all the difference. And please do if you're looking at this or watching this or listening to it on Spotify, do give it a follow as well, because that's much appreciated. I will be putting some music from SÍREN onto the My Music podcast playlist, which is now standing at a whopping 20 hours long. You can just sit there and listen to that all day, and it's good music rather than that's in the charts. So yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Take care of yourselves, and bye for now.
Bye for now. Thank you.